Good morning, everybody. My name is Connor Slayton from Futures Analytica, and today I am bringing you guys another episode of our live trading series with L2 Azimuth. This is pretty exciting, guys. We are pretty much set for launch tomorrow. I'm excited to answer your guys' questions today and show you guys another look at how I use this in live markets on stream. Let's jump right into it. We're going to activate our concordant mode that is bidirectional. So the software is now looking for trades in both directions. You can see over here with our risk management, we have that set to medium. What this means is that if we are in a loss and our 2-tick micro probability forecast does not line up with our trade, it will exit our trade early. Now, if we had that set to low, it wouldn't matter if we were losing or winning that trade. It would always pull us out if that forecast was not in our favor. You can see we have counterspoof, dex array, and trespass enabled for our projection engines. So all three of our scanners are enabled. Hey there, Mike. So yes, it does use some data from the chart. However, this is not a major. What this means is that when it looks back at previous data, there is some price action that it looks at from beforehand, but from a tick by tick basis, no, there is not any data coming from the chart. However, of course, when the machine learning models that this software uses are started for the day, of course, it's going to look back and it's going to train it on that. Tomorrow, guys, we do have a full video coming out exactly how this strategy works, and it's going to talk everything about the math behind the strategy, why it works, and whatnot. But I know you guys have, there have been some problems with machine learning with polarity. We have pretty much completely solved them with this software. There is no training phase. You do not need to download any models. You don't need to retrain any models. You don't need to get rid of bad data. What happens is that you load it onto your chart, and the software trains itself over the past 1,500 bars and or a configurable number, and it will be completely up to date. Everything is stored in memory, and it is always based off of the most recent data. Hopefully we can end up getting filled into a trade here. Mad Pursuits asked me, what is the highest time frame this program can successfully work at? So on a time frame bar basis, it doesn't actually matter. Even if you had this set to a 5-hour or 1-day per time unit bar, it's still going to take scalping trades. However, what that does mean is that on that 1-hour time frame, your trade duration is going to be pretty short. So there's that. So I don't recommend going on a higher time frame, but the trade duration is always going to be the same no matter what bar type you have. Hey, Den H. Vass, thank you for the question. It is possible to use the copy traders made for NinjaTrader with L2 Azimuth. Ryan, thank you for the question. The launch for L2 Azimuth is tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Price will be announced in the video that comes out at 8 o'clock p.m. or 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. Hey, Chris, thanks for the question, which was what trading platform, data package, and plugins do you recommend to use with Azimuth? So guys, what I do recommend to use with Azimuth, what I'm using is I recommend you load up NinjaTrader. You do need NinjaTrader to use any of our products, and that includes L2 Azimuth. So there's that. But other than that, you will need level 2 data. Now, I suggest getting it through NinjaTrader or through a prop firm if you're using a prop firm. Now, on NinjaTrader, if you get just the CME bundle, that's going to be about $14 a month. to access that level 2 data. Now, if you want every single instrument in the category book, you can get that for $41 a month, but I don't recommend that. I do recommend sticking with just 2 or 3 instruments that you are specialized in trading. Third of all, now this is above and beyond, and it really depends on your connection. You don't need this if it's looks like we just got filled into a DEX array trade there. That's actually surprising. These DEX array trades over here, those are very point and shoot trades. They're very simple to use. Now, the trade frequency of a DEX array trade is pretty low. They really only happen about once per hour, but they're really easy. There's not much thought that goes behind each usage on DEX array. It's as close to point and shoot as you can get, especially when combined with our micro congruity feature down there, which ensures that there is an alignment between the 2-tick probability forecast and whatever trade you're taking. To continue answering your question, so with a trading VPS, you get much lower latency, which gives you access to higher quality fills. You can see there, we got filled very quickly after getting into that short position there. That was a trespass trade. So trespass trades are based off of liquidity imbalances. Do not confuse this with order flow imbalances. Liquidity imbalances are simple imbalances on the limit order book, which indicate a high divergence between the current supply and the current price, or the current demand and the current price. I know some of you are going to say that it's not that simple, and you're right. Trading liquidity imbalances is not that simple. Now, the main component that I think that pretty much every single trader who has traded limit order book strategies before is missing out on is counter spoofing. So this counter spoofing scanner over here, even if this is disabled, is actually doing something in the background. So what this is doing is that it is actively looking for spoofing. It generates an on-the-fly spoofing score to heuristically identify spoofing activity. And what it does is that if spoofing activity is detected, but there's no actionable way to make money from it, it will keep you from getting entered into trades. What this does is that it brings back the relevance of level 2 data. So level 2 data before, looks like I'm getting some lag here. Not sure what's going on there. Let's see if we can reconnect our data feed. Hold on, guys. Well, guys, sorry about that. Okay, looks like we're back. That was really strange. That usually doesn't happen, but I guess that's what happens when we use multiple data feeds at once, right? But now that we're back into it, let's go back into concordant mode. Here we are. Basically means we're arming it in both directions. So guys, with a trading VPS, I do recommend going with Sierra Link. It's our in-house solution. And essentially what that means is that you're getting the same setup that I am using to trade in terms of VPS. This will offer you sub millisecond latency. So your one-way trip latency is going to be around 800 microseconds. So that is pretty quick. Hey, Pickles2K, thank you for the question. So with Sierra Link, you will not need an additional license. You will be able to use the software on Sierra Link if you go, as well as your personal computer if you end up going with Sierra Link. Hey, Pickles2K, thank you for the question. So that was, is the 2-tick forecast now being used to determine entry? If yes, has it improved the performance of the strategy or hindered it by not taking some trades? This is an interesting question. So with the 2-tick forecast, your total alpha is going to be pretty close to the same. However, your portfolio volatility is going to be significantly lower. This means that your equity curve is going to be flatter. It's going to be a much smoother trajectory upward than you would be if you did not have the micro congruity enabled down here. Now, your number of trades is going to be lower. However, what this means is that your win rate is going to be higher. And because it pulls you out of more trades that do not end up being complete wins, or it minimizes your losses as well by early exiting. This means that your equity curve is going to be smoother. Again, the progress upwards isn't necessarily as fast, but it does result in much more consistent trading. Hey there, NCH. You said you're an Apex prop trader with trailing drawdown in mind. And you asked if it could cause you to blow your account with the system. You know, with any trading system, there is the possibility of loss. I'm not going to ignore that. Now, we are going to be implementing maximum loss and maximum gain on day, and we will implement a maximum trailing drawdown. Now, that's going to be part of our 14-day update. So 14 days after release, we're pushing a big update, which, we have these features done, but a lot of them were suggested pretty close to release, so we want to make sure that we get ample testing in. One of those is going to be calculating maximum win and maximum loss for the day. And of course, that will be including maximum drawdown. Hey there, Rachel. Yes, this comes out of the box ready. There is no training in terms of a training phase involved in making this strategy take accurate trades. So no machine learning in the sense that of the previous polarity. Now there is machine learning in this strategy, but however, it is all in the background. There is no changes needed to make to the strategy to get there. You can see here we just got filled into a trespass trade. We ended up winning that trade there as well. Hey there, SG. Thank you for your early support. You said you bought back in 2023 of February. Great to see we have a long-time support over here. Appreciate that. And I'm glad that you love the design of the new L2 Azimuth. Hey, Boomtown. Thanks for the question. You said my ATM strategies look pretty realistic, and you're wondering if you could remove even more risk on NQ if you lower your profit target to, say, 15 ticks. That's a great question, Boomtown. You know, that's exactly what we do with our DEX array scanners. So our individual scanners here, they have different ATM strategies that you can select. Now, of course, we have recommended ones that you can use for each scanner, but if you want to go on your own, you can for any of these scanners. But for a DEX array scanner, we do have a shorter for our counter spoof scanner, we have a shorter take profit. DEX array actually performs best with runners, but counter spoofing here, that has a smaller ATM strategy on NQ specifically. Hey there, Mustang. I'll be sending out an email tonight talking exactly how to get the discount on this product if you're a current Polarity owner. And of course, I will talk about that a little bit right now. So the way the discount will work is that you will, at purchase, you will have to put in the email that you use to buy Polarity into your Shopify order information. So once you do this, then you're able to enter the discount code that will be sent out tonight. So this code will only be usable if you have an email address that has been used to buy Polarity. Polarity owners are going to be getting upwards of $600 off. Now, guys, the one thing is that we are going to be doing an early supporter discount. So what this means is that the first 100 orders from previous Polarity owners will be getting $750 off instead of $600. Now, after the 100 users are drawn up, then it goes back to 600. Then after 400 users, that code gets cut in half to 300. So this is just to incentivize those who have bought Polarity before to check us out and try out L2 Azimuth. Then after that, it won't decay at all. Hey, B2B Alliance, your question was, is there any special setting to be done with Polarity, like there is on Polarity, or does it come out of the box ready to use? It comes out of the box ready to use. We will have an exe installation, meaning you just run the executable and it'll install everything. Then you click the compile button and NinjaTrader will verify your software. And we're doing a license key system this time, so no more machine IDs. So your license key will carry over. Not carry over, but you'll just paste that into the dialog that pops up, and then you'll never have to do anything again regarding that. So once you have that in there, you'll have your charts loaded. You'll open up the workspaces and you'll start trading. Hey there, Aramir. I will check that out right after the stream. Hey there, Convectra. Thank you for the question. You said you only see automatic rearm. Is the rearm button gone? Those are the same thing. So auto re-engage over here, what this does is that if this is disabled, which is what you're going to want to do on Apex or any prop firm, this means that next time we get filled into a trade, it will not automatically re-engage these buttons. So once this is enabled, you're set. AG Mathis, we are going to be launching pricing details with the video that is coming out tomorrow. I know it is kind of late, but I want to make sure that you guys are getting a full picture of the scope of what you're getting. We also are offering different pricing packages for users who don't want to spend the higher amount. We're also going to be offering a monthly package. So for users who want the highest amount, let's say, and they want to have a lower upfront cost, they can go with the monthly. Now, for Polarity owners, there will not be a discount on the monthly. There will only be a discount on the lifetime. Hey there, Prime Green. So your question was, does Level 2 data come with the lifetime license on NinjaTrader? No. So Level 2 data does not come complimentary with any type of license on NinjaTrader, unfortunately. But it is extremely affordable. I'd say $14 a month is very affordable in terms of data. So that's what you can do with that. Jason said, do you have backtest data to see what dates and times are profitable for the strat over a long period? Yes, absolutely, and that will be gone into depth tomorrow. Oscars said, does this bot take into account red and green zones of the Analytica chart? So we have an API hook already coded in there to where the strategy can take different logic based off of the Analytica chart 4+. And essentially what happens is that we don't have anything coded yet to actually take advantage of that. We want to see where we're at after this launch in terms of what people are requesting and what the data looks like. But that will be added at some point. Hey, Kevin, thank you for the question, which was, is it going to be a subscription model? Do we have to pay for every month? That is only if you pick the monthly option, where you will have that monthly obligation. But with the lifetime option, you will not have any monthly obligations. It'll be a one-time pay. Hey, Yana, so thank you for the question, which was, will this version support integration with other indicators, or will it have plots available for use by other strategies? So that is going to be a part of our October 16th update. So on October 16th, we have a suite of features that we have completed, however, have not completed live traded testing. These features were added pretty close to our release, so we wanted to make sure that we get a full regime of testing going through them to make sure that there are no features going haywire when used in a live trading environment. So that's our reasoning, but it won't ship with that API access just yet. But 14 days down the line, yes, it will. Hey there, Jim. Thanks for the question. Great to hear from you again. Yes, you can set this to trade multiple markets. Hey there, Smosh. We are looking into getting a Discord going. Don't have any information on exactly when that's going to happen, but I'm trying to do that by the end of this month. Hey there, Hanuma. Link is not owned by Futures Analytica as a company, but it is owned by me personally. These are two separate entities, but they are not. There's no hierarchy between the two. They are two separate entities, but I do own Link. Hey, Vicus, thank you for the question. All information on trading results will come out tomorrow. The reason why I can't just give you a general outcome is because we have 3 different scanners here. Here it looks like, hold on, we got filled into a short position. This is going to be on trespass. You can see it is congruent with short. We have 100% short bias right now. Hopefully that ends up holding. Oh, looks like we went long here.
Target filled.
Just got filled there. So to continue answering your question, Vicus, all the backtested results will come out tomorrow. And the reason for that is we have 3 different scanners, all with a complex interplay between each other, as well as this microcongruity filter. So we have to give data on everything with different configurations. Hey there, Mustang. No, you do not get L2 Azimuth for free if you buy Sierra Link. Hey there, Matthew Costa. Thank you for the question. Shoot me an email regarding that issue. I will get you sorted out. If you'd like to upgrade to L2 Azimuth from Polarity, you said you haven't even checked it out yet. I can certainly do that for you in terms of getting you a coupon for that. Gibron says, is it quick for the ones who are not using the bot or only for the ones who use this bot? I am not sure what that question means. Can you please elaborate? Wow, there's a lot of questions, guys. I didn't even realize. I just scrolled down and there are over 100 questions below. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get to them right now. Hey there, Roderick. Thanks for the question. Pricing has not been announced yet. It's going to be announced tomorrow. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom and start going upward from here in terms of questions. Hey there, NCH. Yes, if you buy Sierra Link, L2 will be automatically loaded. All you have to do is input your license key, which is unique, that you're given when you purchase the software. Once you purchase the software, you'll get a license key in your email. And what this will mean is that you can use that to use the software. So if you don't have a license key and you have access to the software for some reason, you will not be able to use this, use L2 Azimuth. Hey there, MCP. Thank you for the question, which was, what is Sierra Link? Sierra Link is our trading VPS solution. We have servers directly located next to the Aurora exchange. This is where the CME actually does its order matching. So what we do is that we have an extremely low latency connection to that exchange, which will allow you to get better fills with less slippage. Hey there, Hanuma. Yes, you can trade personal and prop firm accounts with level 2 data purchased from either NinjaTrader or prop firms. It does not matter the source of your data when you are trading any kind of data. You can use any type of account, whether that be simulated, whether that be prop firm, or a real account. Doesn't matter. I remember back in the day when Top Step Trader actually came with level 2 data. What I would do is that I had a Top Step Trader account. This was like years ago. And I would trade based off the level 2 data on my personal account. Hey there, Pickles2K. Yes, the Apex Rhythmic server is also located in Chicago. Hey there, Asfar. Your question was, what would be your policy for someone who trades on YouTube Live and people just copy their trades if some wishes? Go for it. Hey there, Greg. We can definitely talk about that. Shoot me an email. I'll have to look at exactly what your Sierra Link stats are, but yeah. So guys, you know what? That doesn't make sense for me to answer today. Tomorrow it'll make way more sense because it'll be explained in the video. Hey there, Greg. Yes, the API will work both ways. You'll be able to send to the system as well as to other systems. And yes, guys, if you have Sierra Link, it will automatically install L2 Azimuth. Now, for our current users, we'll be sending out an opt-out dialog, which means that you can opt out of getting that update. Let's say if you don't want us to push something to your instance, you can. Hey there, Bonison. Thank you for the question. So the way that we're doing this in terms of machine IDs, or we're not using the machine ID system anymore. So you can use this on any number of PCs, but you will not be able to use them at the same time. This means that, let's say you have a work computer and you load that up. You can use it there, and then you go home, you can use it there. But this does not mean you can have two computers open, as we consider this just different users, because why would you have multiple of the same software open at the same time? That just means that there's two people using it. But yeah. Hey there, young Shada. Congrats on getting into the space. Um, and yeah, the thing with this is that I think that really looking at it from a value perspective, regardless of what the price ends up being, I think that it's just an incredible product. This is just it's absolutely next level. We've put so much work into this. We've built an entire video course that you guys get complimentary with the purchase of the software, that which has questions, which has quizzes and study guides, and you can reference them at any time. And we found it to be very comprehensive. We designed it to be so that anyone who has never even used the NinjaTrader platform before will have a comprehensive understanding of how to use the software on NinjaTrader, how to set it up, how futures works, just everything. We've designed this to be very, very comprehensive. Hey there, Mustang. Yeah, 13 millisecond connection is okay. That you definitely do not need a VPS with that. Hey there, Chase Proven. I will go through your email right now. It's likely that you've unsubscribed from our email service if you are not getting email communications. I'm going to check your customer profile right now. Let's see. Yeah, it says you're unsubscribed here, so I'm going to resubscribe you if that's okay with you, because you said you tried to sign up. Um, there we go. You should be good to go. Hey there, Kevin. Yes, we do have pricing for current Polarity customers. You'll be getting a massive discount. What's going to happen is that the first 100 people who end up getting this, who have Polarity, are going to be getting a larger discount than people after. The discount is going to be likely in the range of $750 plus for those first 100 people. Hey there, Yana. The visual live limit orders shown are a part of the strategy. They are not a separate indicator. All of this over here, on the right side of the panel, you can see with the red price levels and the green price levels, those are included in the strategy. And those will change colors based on um, what scanner is in a trade. Hey there, Carter. Sierra Link speed is not sub 1 milliseconds for all levels of the Sierra subscription. So the Sierra subscription is, sorry, going to reorganize my thoughts here. So we have the Alto plan, we have the Strata plan, and we have the Sierra plan. The Sierra plan is the only one that has sub 1 millisecond, but Strata and Alto are both extremely good. They're all under 3. And with the Strata plan, you're getting very, very close to under 1 millisecond. It's like something like 1.3. Guys, unfortunately, you'll not be able to sign up now to be a part of the first
Target
100.
filled.
I want to at least have that video out tomorrow, which explains the strategy because some people might not like it and they're going to be like, oh, wait, this isn't what I expected. Now, it's obviously not going to be a surprise. There's nothing new about it in terms of any kind of usage. But when I explain the strategy tomorrow, I want to make sure you guys know what you're getting. There's a reason why I didn't accept pre-orders on this strategy. Um, the thing with pre-orders is that they likely would have incentivized me to end up releasing the strategy sooner to make the people who bought the pre-orders happier. Um, so I really wanted to make sure this strategy was polished. It
Target
was really
filled.
supposed to come out months ago, um, but I really just wanted to go the extra mile in making sure that this product is just exceptionally special. And I think the video that comes out tomorrow is really going to highlight just how powerful this strategy is. And I think this is a much more collaborative tool. Um, the what you guys are going to see tomorrow in terms of the critical mass effect, I think it's really going to redefine how you guys view futures analytica and how you guys view your trading. Especially with that counter spoofing, I think that the counter spoofing collaboration is going to be incredible. So I'm super excited for that personally. But yeah, just stay posted for tomorrow on that. Hey there, Asfar. Thank you for the question. The best times and sessions to use this is going to be in higher volume. So really like just 5 minutes after market open, um, up until the next from the 30 minutes after that it's going to be the prime time to trade it. Second best time is going to be when I'm trading it, so that's from 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 9 a.m. Now this is just going to be consistent, solid volatility. Nothing too explosive, very manageable, and just all around a good time to trade. Now it can be flat sometimes, so that might require a swap to NQ if you decide to trade only at 8 a.m. Now, I don't love getting up super early, so that's why I trade at 8 a.m. Um, another great time to trade is during power hour. Now, the thing with power hour is that sometimes there just really is no movement, and it's frustrating trading for an hour just at that time of the day, and you're not getting filled in any trades. So um, that is one thing to look out for in terms of that. Hey there, Aramir. So with Sierra Link, yes, you can run two instances of the software at once. So Sierra Link is the one exception to the two machines at once rule that we had talked about. So if you have Sierra Link open and you have it on your personal computer, you can run those at the same time. But any other instances, that's not going to be the case. Hey there, Sar. Thank you for the question. Um, I will still be trading Polarity. There will definitely still be live streams with Polarity, and there will be updates to Polarity in the future. Still well said. I'd like to promote the software. Will you change your website to reflect only L2 Azimuth? Um, so the main focus of the website is going. So we're going to completely redo the website. I'm excited for you guys to see it tomorrow, but the website is going to be mostly focused on L2 Azimuth, but we're still going to have Polarity and AC4 Plus on there. Hey there, Patchmail. Thank you for the question, which was how to get notified as soon as the strategy goes on sale. We'll be sending out an email tomorrow, exactly when that happens, along with the video. There's going to be a YouTube video premiere that you guys are going to be able to watch tomorrow, which I think is just going to be awesome. And immediately during that, once that video goes live, the buying process can begin, and you guys will be able to purchase the software. But Patchmail, let's see. Second name is Jorge, and you are already subscribed to the email, so you can already see. You will be getting emails from Futures Analytica regarding the strategy. Hey there, Brett. No worries on that issue. So with the Azimuth install ESC, it will not reset all workspaces and settings on your Ninja platform. I know that was an issue with Polarity. So before we had a NinjaTrader backup file that was imported, what we're doing here is that we're actually directly putting in the workspace files and the configuration files into the NinjaTrader subscript. Now you can opt out of that. You don't have to go that way. You can do a manual installation if you guys want. I know that exe files can absolutely be scary, and I want to maintain trust with you guys. So if you guys are old school and you'd like to go with a manual installation, you guys can absolutely do that. But the exe will not overwrite anything unless you have, for some reason, ATM strategies or workspaces that are named what we do, which it's very unlikely the way we've named them that you'll have that already. And Brett, yeah, I'd love to chat later today. Hey there, Henry. Absolutely, you can totally ask that question, which was how I find alphas like these. So, um, it used to be a lot of it was pretty scavengy. I would scavenge edges by really leveraging contacts, going to conferences and talking to people about things that worked, things that didn't, and they would sometimes reference me to papers. A lot of times they wouldn't work out. Sometimes they do. Now I still do some of that. But now a lot of it is actually really in-house. We have contracted quants. So they're not on W-2 payroll, but we do have quant hours. They do bill us quite a bit. So we spent over $400,000 on this product, and over 300,000 of that was research. Only 100,000 was the development of the software itself. So you could we had a general idea of what we wanted to do going into the software, but we didn't know if it was going to be possible. So this was definitely a pretty big risk for me. Being able to detect spoofing heuristically isn't isn't really that easy. But fortunately, there is a lot of public knowledge available in how to do it, and that comes in the form of court cases. So there are court cases which show data on how these prosecutors detected spoofing. Um, and now I'm not responsible for this. This initial counter spoofing idea came from a paper that I read, which we'll talk about tomorrow on exactly how that goes. But essentially, they developed a model for that, and we have iterated on that model and pretty much integrated it into futures. And that's really the story of how we found that edge. But tomorrow, it's I think it's just gonna be it's an awesome video. I think you guys are gonna love it. It's really like my magnum opus. I'm really excited for it. Hey there, Boomtown. Your question was, do you know whether using a prop firm through NinjaTrader negates the benefits of using Sierra Link? Absolutely not. It does not negate the benefits of using Sierra Link. Hey there, Nico. So specifically, so with polarity, this was definitely a tough question, which was how long do you anticipate these edges to last for and why? So the thing with polarity was that the edge could decay, or it could get better if you're morally bankrupt, if there were people trading at the same time as you. What would end up happening was that polarity didn't filter in liquidity or consider that there were going to be tons of users using it at the same time because that wasn't initially what we had expected with polarity. So with polarity, we couldn't have people copying trades or anything like that because what would happen is that I would get filled first because I had the best latency, and then everyone would get filled into that trade after, and that would push me to my take profit. And now there's people who are screwed. So it was more complex with polarity. But the way we've done this and the way the critical mass effect works with counter spoofing, I think it's awesome. This has the potential, if it becomes widespread enough, to make it so spoofing is completely unsustainable as a practice from an institutional standpoint. The margins that firms make, if firms are practicing spoofing, their margins are pretty low. It's something like a quarter of a tick per trade per contract in terms of profit gained per trade on spoofing. So it's extremely low margin, and we think that if we have enough users who are counter spoofing, which pretty much pushes them into their fake limit orders, that can end the practice entirely. Now, what this will do, if you guys, I don't know if you guys grew up trading during the early 2000s. I sure didn't, but I hear a lot about how limit order book trading was the way to trade. Now, in the past 10 years, there's been pretty much no chatter about it being useful. I haven't really seen any consistent traders making a lot of money online with the limit order book. Now, the primary reason for this is because what spoofing does is it's entirely designed to manipulate someone who's looking at the limit order book's sense of supply and demand. So if there's fake orders present, on the limit order book, and you think that there's a giant sell wall, but none of that's real, what's going to happen is that you're going to end up getting stopped out of that trade. Sometimes it'll work. And in the presence of that is that when it works, there's very likely no spoofers. So what we've done with counter spoofing is we've removed those areas where spoofing is happening. You can see here that we'll get bunches of trades. Like let's say like within a 5 minute window, we'll get like 5 trades. But then we'll go for like 10 minutes without a trade. And what's happening is that our spoofing detection metrics, what it's doing is that it's showing a very high, it's a relatively high likelihood that there is currently spoofing activity going on. Now, the spoofing activity isn't definitive enough for the counter spoof strategy to actually take a trade, but it is definitive enough to keep us out of the market. So what's going to happen is that the more and more counter spoofing that's done, the less incentivized people are going to be to spoof, and then there are going to be more profit opportunities. So I'm excited for just if we can really change the market in a way that ends up being better, because you know I mean prosecution is wonderful in terms of being enforcing the law, but it isn't super effective at preventing it from happening in the first place. But we'll see what happens. I think you guys will enjoy the video tomorrow on all the math that goes into it. But yeah, sorry, I just went on a huge tangent there, but that was the question. To answer the question about how long do you think the edge will last, which is essentially indefinitely. Um, if the edge starts to decay, it's because there's so many people using it, and what happens then is that because there's no spoofing going on now, um, then that opens the doors for a ton of other strategies I have in my back pocket, which I'll push to the strategy for free for all the users, which will now be able to take advantage of a completely free environment of spoofing. Hey there, Copu. Your question was there was a Reddit post made a couple days ago saying that I've been exposed for having a 4 to 5 second delay. I'm not coming at you at all. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are. Thank you. I certainly do not have a delay on any of my streams. And the thing is, even if I did, how does that work? I like genuinely, I have no idea how that would even work. So YouTube already has a delay. That's actually what the delay is. That what you're seeing on the quote unquote 4 to 5 second delays, it's really more like a 2 second delay, 2 to 3 second delay with YouTube Live, and that's the only delay you're seeing. There is no artificially added delay. And even if there was, let's say if we subtract that 2 second delay um, from the YouTube live stream, and then we have a what's it called? And then now let's say we have a 3 second advantage. How would I be taking advantage of that? Like you don't see me going over here and like changing anything or anything like that. And the thing is that I'm actively answering questions and explaining my trades, and I'll get filled into something. So it's like it would be kind of impossibly ridiculous for me to manage that. And then of course the most compelling piece of evidence at all is the fact that I'm using live money. You can't do anything like that on live money. And you could prove that I'm using live money. You can see over here, let's like move my chart trader around. I mean, like you can see obviously that's not an overlay. And I of course have my live executions feed with timestamps, price, and my account name visible. So I mean it's I don't the thing is that I'm actually not aware of any other futures traders who do what I do, which is trade on live with no delay, with live money, with executions feed visible, and with the consistency that I do. I just can't think of anyone. If anyone can, I would love to see that, and that's awesome. But I feel like I'm getting targeted for if people are targeting me for that, it just seems like there's kind of a false incentive there. I mean, if I was a vendor who was doing some shady stuff and I had the incentive to, it's like my customer started asking me, why don't you live stream like this guy Connor over here? What other options do I have other than a smear campaign, right? I mean, it seems all like conjecture. I mean, it's brokerage statements can be faked, P&L statements can be faked, but you know what can't be faked? These no delay live streams literally cannot be faked. It's I just can't think of a single way where that would be possible. You can see there we ended up losing that trade, unfortunately. I believe that was a trespass trade. But I mean that's really my answer to that. It's just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that I would be targeted in that way because I'm the only one who does this. Like you can just I mean the easiest way to what's called mess around with your users would be to just cherry pick your trades and just upload the videos after. But I don't do that here, guys. I live stream my trades, and a lot of my trades are longer than 30 seconds. So it doesn't that just wouldn't make sense to me. I can't imagine that as being a genuine criticism other than someone who's trying to throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks. But thank you for the question. I appreciate that. Hey there, Joey. Shoot me an email. I'd love to talk to you. I know that we haven't talked in a while, Joey, but I I would love to work with you going forward. Hey there, PS Perucci. Your question was if you hire outside quants to develop for you, doesn't that mean they now know your strategy and they can reverse engineer it? I make all my quants sign NDAs. I'm not worried about them. They have extensive history in the industry. A lot of them previously worked at Citadel. We have one guy who used to work the Medallion Fund. Um, but I have more so. I think that if they wanted it, I'd be more interested in taking one of their edges than the other way around. I'm not worried about them reverse engineering anything. They're all very talented guys and they're very wealthy. It wouldn't make sense for them to do that. Hey there, Stillwell. Affiliates can make up to 30% on promoting the software. So if you make a sale, you'll get 30% of that sale. Um, and that is actually lifetime commissions. So if you get someone on a monthly plan and no matter how long they stay subscribed, you'll always get 30% commission on that. Hey there, Leslie. Yeah, absolutely. Shoot me an email. Hey there, Alpha Dog. Yeah, if you have the data for that ETF like TQQQ, you can definitely trade it. The only factor here is it going to be effective on TQQQ? What I know about that is that A, I don't know if you have high commission trading. B, I don't know how it'll react to that. The thing with TQQQ is that it's not an underlying. The way that ETF works is that it's a derivative of QQQ. So the limit order book for that leveraged ETF is not going to directly affect the value of the underlying. Now, of course, it's not that simple. It does have some effects over, or else there'd be an arbitrage opportunity. But I don't think the limit order book is going to be especially useful on a leveraged ETF. Now, you can trade stocks with it, and I think it would be useful, especially those small cap stocks. Those small cap stocks have so much spoofing activity going on. It's pretty much 24/7. I mean, you could probably get filled into a counter spoof trade like literally every minute. It's just egregious how much spoofing goes on in those markets. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Aramir, your question was how common is spoofing? So let me tell you this. So the a majority of spoofing is done by small firms that are, a one, two, three-man operation because it's easy. It's easy. Um, and the CFTC, they prosecuted 96 people or 96 individual firms last year alone. And all of these firms had over 30 staff. And they collected $4.3 billion in fines just last year on spoofing alone, on only the futures market. So the thing is that these spoofing algorithms are not really, they don't have to be that advanced to make money. So it's actually way more common than you think. Um, so like right now, I'm almost certain that there's spoofing going on. That's why we're not getting filled into a trade here. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Hey there, Matthew Costa. Brett on YT is not an affiliate at this point. I do have communications with Brett, and I think that he might end up doing it. So I don't know if Brett, I apologize if this is information I'm not supposed to disclose, but he wants to like use the product and be profitable with it before he starts like advocating for it, obviously. Um, but for polarity, no, Brett is not an affiliate. I didn't actually find out about Brett's YouTube channel until about like 2 months after he started posting um, his usage tutorials and wins and stuff like that. But no, Brett does not receive any compensation at this point. Hey, Matthew, no, we did not hire anyone from Jane Street as a consultant. Hey there, Willow.rich. Thanks for the question. So, in terms of best trading time, I didn't mean that best time was 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. PST. That was actually my second best time. Best time is actually after market open. Now, I would avoid 9:28 to 9:32 a.m. Those are times where it's really going to get tumultuous, and I would not trade during those times with L2 Azimuth. Now, after that, go for it. I think it'll do great. Um, but but yeah, don't trade those first 2 minutes. Hey there, Alto Sonoma. Thanks for the question. So, you'd like me to explain more about Sierra Link? So, the Sierra Link it's not a software product. It's not a strategy. It is a VPS service. So that would be something separate. Um, what that does is it gives you a faster connection to the exchange. This product is much more low margin for me. I mean, there is an actual product cost that I have to support users and B, host the servers. So it is a completely different thing there. Hey there, Gibran. No, I don't think there's ever been someone who went to jail for spoofing, except I believe that the 2010 flash crash, the guy actually did go to jail for that. So if you don't know what happened, is that in I believe 2010. Hold on. I would be, yeah, 2010. It was on May 6th, 2010. And it was the flash crash of 245. Simply the flash crash. What happened is that the Dow lost, like, I think it was like 6,000 points of value, and it was because this guy was spoofing. And there was an algorithm on the other side from they never found the guy, but what happened was that their algos got in like this battle with each other, and this caused this huge, just ridiculous amount of volatility, and it crashed the market. And now that market rebounded pretty much instantly, but it was insane. Now this guy, I do believe he went to jail. I got to verify that. I remember I watched a documentary on this like years ago. I think his name was Navinder something. Yeah, Navinder Sarao. Let's see this. Let's see if I believe he went to jail. Yeah, he did. So this was in the UK though. So he went to jail in the UK um, for this activity. Now I don't know if anyone from the US has gone to jail for spoofing before, but I think it's definitely possible. Hey there, Aerotech. Thanks for the question. So yeah, the ML for or part of the ML for the strategy is a naive Bayes algorithm. So that's specifically for the two-tick micro probability forecast. But what we do is that we take a second metric, which is a one-tick forecast metric, and then we pass those two through a Kalman filter, which measures for error. And then after that Kalman filter, we get our final value. So we have an ML component, and then with that second component combined with that, we get our final value. Now for our for the counter spoofing metrics, we actually have two ML um, factors. Those are boosted tree and random forest classifiers for those two. So that we have three different ML techniques. All so those are for different metrics, of course. But I hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions specifically about that, feel free to ask. Hey there, Theo. Thanks for the question. So tomorrow is when
Target
pricing
filled.
and wow, look at that. That was really quick. Hey Don, thanks for letting me know about that. It's something I'm definitely working on in terms of UI, making it easier to see. I likely will change those colors for concordant, engage long, and engage short. Now, again, with that 16-day release, we will be including a way for traders to, um, sorry, a method for traders to change the color of their panel. Hey there, Henry. So two of the quants I met I did meet them at a conference. Now, a couple of them were from me reaching out to actual consulting firms. Now, I think the what was interesting was that the consulting firms really provided me with a lot of outdated methods. They didn't really know what was going on. A lot of the guys were younger. Um, I don't I kind of regret going with them. Now the guys at the conferences, those guys were smart. They were pretty much semi-retired. They were still in the space for fun. I mean, these guys they kind of operate on a different level. They're at the point where it's like they a lot of it's a game. But yeah, the best guys are the guys you meet in person. Um, and they know what they're talking about. And they really helped me with this. So I think it's super solid. Hey there, Josh. Shoot me an email on how to become an affiliate for FA. Once we launch the actual software, I'll make it much more public on how to become an affiliate, but we want to make sure there's no abuse of the affiliate system. Hey, Joey, what I'd say to people who were struggling with polarity is I get it. You know, there were a lot of hiccups that went into it. Um, and you know, I've always felt bad about that. It's the thing with that was that it was a software where there was a pretty high degree of skill in using it. It ended up being a project that um, the scope of it ended up being a lot higher than I had anticipated, and that led to a lot of customers that I didn't expect to buy the software ended up getting it. Um, and that a lot of that was a user base who might not necessarily been familiar with it, and even if they were, we understand there's still a pretty big skill curve with that. So and really what we've done to reconcile that is we've offered that gigantic credit towards this product. It's really this is a software that's you know it all ends if the very end of it, if you're still struggling somehow with L2 Azimuth, the easiest way, just go back, disable counter spoof, disable trespass, and just leave on dex array. And of course, you're going to need to have I wouldn't recommend actually walking away from the PC, um, but really, this is the most point and shoot method. Now, the trade volume with microcongruity is very low, but the win rate just is still super high, even if you're not doing anything. Hey, Greg, thanks for the question, which was make sure that I'm getting all of your communications. I just checked the our CRM here, and it shows that you are subscribed, so you are getting our emails. AWJ, this is an excellent question. You said you mentioned the flash crash of 2010. Is there potential for counter spoofing to cause disruption in a battle with a spoofing algorithm, leading to increased volatility, or did I misunderstand the cause of the 2010 flash crash? So the cause of the 2010 flash crash is a little bit disputed, but nobody has attributed it to people trying to actively target spoofing measures, as this wasn't something that was really widespread yet. What ended up happening was that these were two algorithms that didn't try and target each other, both doing their own thing, but they both were kind of messing with each other. And what this did was that it caused other market participants to think that there was something insane going on, and this caused this crazy effect where all of the inputs were amplified and fed back into the system, and it caused this massive volatility spike. So in all of our research on market impact modeling, we haven't found any outcomes where counter spoofing can cause something like that to happen. Yeah, I think that there will be volatility increased from spoofers getting filled into orders because what happens when spoofers get pushed into an order is that they are forced to panic. They get put in checkmate. They have no option except to go flat to market. Their strategy is completely based on that spoofing and that they won't get filled into those. So that is way above their risk tolerance to get put into any positions like that. So that's what they have to do. They have to go flat to market, and that's really what we're relying on there. Hey there, Eric. So, your question was how big was the team that worked on L2? So, to give an accurate answer on this, I got to clarify that all these people were not all working at the same time, but we did have overall, I believe it was so directly on the R&D side. I'm not going to include auxiliary support and stuff like that for building educational content and stuff like that. I'm just going to include R&D. I believe it was there were 22 people who worked on this software. Um, yeah, that sounds correct. Yeah, it was 22. So we had 22 people, not all at the same time. At one point, the team was as big as 11. We had 11 people in R&D, but it it was never actually like the 23 at one time, but 23 individual people. Hey, G Mathis, I'm sorry if you feel ignored, man. There's over I think let's see if I subtract the number since the beginning, there have been over 500 questions this stream alone. So I'm sorry if I'm missing your questions. I'm gonna go back here. Let's see. I'm gonna control F this. Your question was still wondering how much this will cost. Launches in the morning. I did actually answer that earlier today. Um, with full automation, can I request the feature to trade between two different times? So for your second question, that feature will launch 14 days after release. So we have that feature actually integrated. It's just not going to be coming on release just due to the what's it called? Uh, due to the fact that we need to do some more testing on it. That's something where anything that's impacting the trade logic of the strategy needs extra testing. We just can't mess up anything with that. It's something it's just so important. Here, guys, I'm gonna turn off microcongruity here. We're gonna disable that just so we have. I want to get filled into some more trades. Now, the actual trades here, and I'm gonna set my risk management to high. So I think we'll get filled pretty quickly into something here. Oh, Smosh, it is going to be more than 500. But to be completely honest, I think that criticism is kind of goofy. This software is just so powerful, and I think that even what we're selling it for is kind of ridiculous. So I don't think that criticism is very fair. Hey John, so the video actually is going to be premiering tomorrow at 8 a.m. So what's going to happen is that we're going to send out an email tonight at some point, which will have the link for that, and then it'll premiere, and then that video will be available for anyone to watch even after the premiere is over, and whatnot. Hey there, Amir. The cart will open up immediately when that premiere starts. So at 8 a.m. tomorrow is when the you'll actually be able to purchase, and our new website will go live. Hey there, Galfaletra. Yes, this does work with Top Step. Now, I don't know about Trade Day. I don't know about their policy on automated software, but I know it works on Top Step. Yes, Aramir, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, that would be funny, Chris, if we had crashed the cart. That's a good point. I think I'm going to upgrade to a higher plan to where that we have a higher checkout capacity. Very weird. The volatility is quite low right now. Yeah, Mustang, you will absolutely get a coupon code. Hey Charlie, so this software is significantly more sophisticated than Polarity. Polarity's logic and comparison, you'll see between the two videos that they're just not even on the same level. I understand that like your apprehensiveness if like you weren't ever able to learn Polarity. I get it. I absolutely get it. Now the thing is that the development resources that went into this new product are something on the range of 20 times what went into Polarity. It the the actual logic behind everything and the way they interplay between each other, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It's just everything has been structured from the get go to work um, in conjunction with each other. You'll see it tomorrow. I mean, you guys can make the assessment yourself on that, on whether or not it's actually worth the price, and whether or not like it's worth what Polarity was. Um, the thing is that um, it's just a better product. That's all I have to say with that. Hey G Mathis, yeah, you can absolutely finance it the same way you could with Polarity. So we will offer the shop pay installments option. So if you're within the U.S. And your credit's good, you can actually go and put it into monthly installments at 0% interest. Hey there, Savan. Yeah, you can absolutely get a credit towards this. And your question was, how's this different from Polarity? This is a question that I could talk about for literally 30 minutes, and that's about how long the video is going to be for tomorrow. So I just recommend tuning into tomorrow's video for an exact breakdown on how it's different. Thank you, Galfaletra. Appreciate that. Sounds good, Joey. I'll check that out today. Hey, Aramir, we won't discontinue Polarity. Polarity is something that it's still something that I use in my personal trading regime. I haven't moved over completely. One thing that you guys can notice is that my trading day would probably be over by now if I was using Polarity. We've gone for over an hour and 8 minutes, and we haven't gotten a ton of trades. So the thing with Polarity is that it's unaffected by spoofing. It doesn't use level 2 data, so it's something that it's just useful. Yeah, the skill level's higher, but it's something where it's much quicker in terms of alpha. You can see here this is a slower pace strategy. Hey G Mathis, it's actually looking at the tick data of the bars. I will actually be publishing the logic that goes into looking at the tick data of each bars. Hey Eric, yes, level two is something big players use as well. I actually suspect that level two or that institutions have a way to detect spoofing and avoid it already. But this, I think, is the first thing that's available to retail traders. Hey, JJ Browning. Yeah, there is actually a way to identify what engine we use to take a trade, and that's going to be through the Ninja script output. It's going to output everything with the logic there. And then, of course, you can go back and look at each price and stuff like that. We're going to likely integrate a way to visually represent that. It'll like be a line between your entry and exit, um, and it'll have like a scanner, um, which scanner you use for that. But yes, you do. You guys do need level 2 data to run L2 Azimuth. Hey, Adam. System will be available tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hey there, Amju. So your question was, does tick data still need to be engaged? Um, so the thing is that it's a tricky question. Um, it does need to be engaged, but only because of the training in the beginning. What happens is that the software will go through the past X number of bars tick data, and it'll learn from it. Um, and then it'll start trading based off that. Adam, yes, you will get an email for the purchase tomorrow. Hey, Gmathis, your question was you have two instances of Sierra Link. Does that mean I can run those instances at the same time along with my personal device? I've never heard of someone having two instances of Sierra Link. Um, I gotta say no. You can only have one instance of Sierra and one instance of your personal at the same time. Um, if you end up having multiple, that ends up being we have to treat that as okay. You guys just see that there? I don't know if you guys just witnessed what happened on the ask, but there was a gigantic ask wall, and when Price approached it, it just disappeared. It just disappeared. It didn't even hold. No orders were filled. You can see it was like something like 400 and something, and we only got like 166 orders at that price level, or 102. So that was a clear example of spoofing right there. Hey Alpha, yes, you will absolutely get replay access of tomorrow's launch webinar presentation. It's just going to be a regular YouTube video, but it's just going to launch as a premiere. Hey, Yasir, yes, you are guaranteed a discount, and your guaranteed amount depends. So tomorrow, the first 100 users, well, not tomorrow, just as long as it takes to get 100 users, you've got filled into a trade there. I'm not sure what scanner it was. I didn't look. But tomorrow, the first 100 users will get a $750 discount on the full package. So if you end up getting all the bells and whistles, which is the micro congruity and the dex array. So the base package comes with everything, which is just counter spoof and trespass. The next level up adds dex array, which is pretty much the point and shoot way of trading. And the next level up after that adds this risk management over here, which allows it to exit trades early, as well as this micro congruity button right there, which will it filters your trades even further. Hey, Aramir. I haven't done a ton of thought on a second license cost. Again, we'd have to treat this as a second person doing this, but I think we could definitely discount it if possible. I'm gonna have to do some real market research on this, and I'll have to post something after launch on how much a second license would cost. If you email me your personal circumstances and you tell me exactly why you'd be having like XYZ and it didn't have to do with someone else using it, we might be able to work something out in terms of that. But yeah, it's an offer for only you. Um, but shoot me an email if you have interesting reasoning. I'd be happy to hear you out. Hey Mustang, yeah, the discount is only for Polarity users or Polarity users. Yes. Hey Eric, yeah, Sierra Link Alto is absolutely enough for it. Okay, guys, I'm probably gonna stop trading here before the Fed speaks, and I think right now. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate you guys. It's been an awesome ride. I'm so excited for the launch tomorrow, and I think you guys are gonna love it, especially with that education. And of course, this is gonna be a process. We've done a ton of testing on this, but we'll see how the market impact is, and we'll pivot from there on exactly how we can make sure that our users are prosperous with this. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you tuning in today, and I will